minority. So like the manager, I think, so it was an Asian guy, and she saw someone outside, another Asian guy with a backpack on, and was like, "Oh, he looks like a terrorist."
No.
Like in front of the guy.
Oh my god.
And he felt, my boyfriend felt uncomfortable and got up and left because he felt uncomfortable. And I was like, no, you needed to stay there and tell her she was wrong, because the Asian guy, that would have definitely felt uncomfortable. If he said something, he would have been seen as maybe being angry or, you know, being seen in a negative way. But if it comes from a white person, then it's seen as, I don't know, do you know what I mean?
Something a bit more reasonable.
It does start with them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, 100%. And I just feel like you shouldn't have to wait till you're in an interracial relationship to speak up. I think even if just a stranger walking past and you see someone being racist to them, please speak up. Like literally, please speak up and help them. And it's just horrible. You know, you're talking about your boyfriend and interracial relationship. Once upon a time, I went on a date. This is more funny because it's so embarrassing. I went on a date with this white guy. It was at drama school. I think it was in my first year. Yeah.
Oh my god, do I know about this?
I don't know. I don't
think I do. Carry on.
Okay, so I went on a date with this white guy, and I think it was during the election period time, and we went on a date. We were talking about politics, all of that. I think Georgia actually met him. We were talking about politics, all of that, and then I was just like, at the end of the day, like, I can't force you to vote. Who do you support? And guys, do you know what? Please do #JustForJoy if you would date this guy regardless of his political views, or you would cancel him. #JustForJoy, cancel him or date him, carry on dating him, right? So basically, I was just like, oh, so what party do you support? And he was like, oh, I don't really have one like that, but I do support EDL because my dad supports EDL.
Oh my God.
No, it wasn't EDL, it was UKIP.
Okay.
Yeah, it was UKIP. And I was like, oh, I think I'm just gonna have to call this date over, really. And he was like, what do you mean? And I was like, well, you're sitting across the table with a black girl and you're telling me that you vote UKIP. I feel a bit awkward. I don't, obviously, like, it's only the start, but there's no point carrying something on when I would not want to meet your parents who actively support UKIP. And he was like, oh no, but it's fine because you have an English accent, like you were born here.
Oh my God.
Oh.
What do you think though?
I was just like, he was good looking, but there's no amount of good looking that's gonna make me think, like, be alright with the fact that you're a racist. Do you know what I mean? I was like, yeah. I was like, Sam, I think you have a lot of growing up to do. I've just mentioned a name. Sam's a very generic name. No one's going to know who he is. But yeah, I was like, Sam, you have a lot of growing up to do. And quite frankly, it was nice knowing you. I think all the best. I think you need to date somebody with either the same political views as you or just get better. Please do not date. I just said to him, I said, please do not date a black woman or any woman of colour if you have those views, because she will be marrying or getting into bondage with your family. Could you imagine how awkward that would be if, like, you were to meet his parents and they, like, just, do you know, like, I was so flabbergasted. I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna go. I didn't even pay for the date and I felt good about not paying. I mean, I wasn't gonna pay it out. I mean, like,
how did you know him? Was it someone at drama school?
No. Ew, no. There was like less than 30 people in each year. Why am I dating anybody at drama school? This was I think I met him on a night out. Like, I used to go out a lot at uni. Like, literally, I think I was out like every weekend the first year. But yeah, I think I met him on a night out. But yeah, no, never again. I think ever since, that slightly put me off. I know, is this racist for me to say that slightly put me off white guys a little bit? Is that racist?
I mean, you shouldn't all put them in a box, but I understand why you may have felt that way.
It put me off a little bit, because then, like, every time I started speaking to a white guy that was interested, it was kind of like always at the back of my mind. I was just like, I don't know I don't know what's gonna happen. And then obviously, what's that film with Daniel Kaluuya? Kaluuya came out. What's it called? Get Out.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And then Get Out came out, so I was like, that's it.
I watched that after I met my boyfriend's parents, luckily.
Oh goodness, yeah. I was like, that's it, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not doing it anymore. You have to look like Brad Pitt for me to date you now. It literally scarred me.
Yeah.
I went to college with this guy who had a lot of like racist thought towards like Eastern European people, black people, but then he got to know me and he was like, actually, black people aren't so bad. I'm like, well, yeah. But that's because it's harder to be racist to somebody when you know them personally. But yeah. Well, thank you, Brianna, for coming on a minute. But yeah, Brianna, do you want to shout out your socials?
Okay, well, Twitter is probably where I'm at, so it's Brianna S. Dub, I think. Instagram's the same, but it's more private for friends and family. So Twitter's my like public one.
Yeah, so only add her on Twitter. Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye.
So I've asked my good brother Ade Tapresido to send me a recording of his opinion on the subject that I wanted to talk about that we are discussing at the moment, and he sent a recording in. So I'm gonna insert it in here, and then we'll carry on gisting.
Every now and then, my 3-year-old nephew, who has a Nigerian dad and an English mom, says that's black and that's white, pointing to my arm on his arm, and I always joke around and distract him and just take and not respond. And begin to say to myself, how do I tell him that one which most will recognize as the greatest pop star that ever lived, Michael Jackson, lied when he said it doesn't matter if you're black or white. Because although it should not matter, it does matter. I mean, ask Ahmad Arbery, who was shot. Not because he was jogging or because he was stealing, but because he was black. I always wonder and think to myself how or what the struggle was like when he took his last breath while trying to catch his breath. Back to my nephew. How do I teach him to never judge anybody by the color of their skin? That although we look different, and indeed our colors are different, we all bleed the same. How do I explain to him that racism, like a lot of things, is perspective, and depending on the angle you look at it from, you see something different? How do I tell him that racism in the UK is different from America? And forget about America for now, but he lives in the UK. So I have to tell him that it's structure, that we have structural racism in the UK. How do I tell him that he has to work twice as hard as his white friend? How do I tell him to never let racism be the reason it doesn't work, but the reason that pushes him to even excel further? I want to tell him a lot of things, and also that I am an hypocrite because I've only lived here for 5 years, so I've definitely not experienced racism like my friend Caleb that was born in London has. I don't know how to tell him all of these things, so I guess I'll just tell him to listen to Gist with Joy.
That was very, very interesting to listen to. I don't know about you guys, but I felt like I was listening to a politician. Ade's actually going to be a politician. You heard it here first. He actually calls himself Mr. President on Instagram already. He knows he's destined for greatness. But yeah, how did he feel taking his last breath whilst trying to catch his breath? That is such a powerful statement. Like, I never want to know how that feels. I hope no one has to go through that awful, incident ever. But it does happen, and yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still trying to take that in. But yeah, guys, do hashtag this with just with joy. Let me know any advice for Ade in regards to his niece. Let him know what you guys think and any advice in terms of obviously dealing with it. And I think it's very good that his niece is aware of the fact that there is colour in the world and people see colour. I know people say, oh yeah, we don't try not to look at colours. We don't see colour. It's just black or white. But when a racist look at you, the first thing that they will notice is the colour of your skin. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. I'm gonna round up the episode, guys. Thanks for listening. I just want to add on as well, like, this is not a oh my gosh, all white people are horrible sort of thing. Out there is the opposite way around, which is why people are racist to black people. And just please try and speak up about it and where you can, and let's just be a bit more aware. I know it's like the last thing that we want to do, especially in this world. Like, we're in 2020, guys, white people against black people sort of thing, because at the end of the day, look, we black people as well, sometimes we don't know what we want. I'll tell you that now. We do not know what we want, because for example, I know I keep talking about Afro Nation, which I still not got my money back yet. Hey, Mr. Smith. I don't know if you guys have seen the episode that I talked about in the first episode, talking about getting my money back from Afro Nation, and they've cancelled the festival, but yet no, without offering any refunds. Like, are you right? I'm still waiting for my bank to give me back my money, because even my bank's taking the piss as well. But yeah, so just before I just switch subject, my mind runs at any time. Anyway, let me talk. But yeah, so even black people, we are our own problems sometimes, because, for example, this festival tickets now, everyone's like, oh yeah, we're gonna cancel him. That's it. No more. We're not supporting anymore. But I bet you next year, people will be at that festival, having the best time, laughing, forgetting the fact that he is like, his customer service, that was absolutely shite. Blocking people when they ask about their refunds, like all of that. And we tend to do this thing as a black community where we're like, oh yeah, so and so is cancelled, and then 2 weeks later, we forget about it. Like, we forget whether they've done that. And don't even get me started on allowing certain artists to say the N-word, but then having a go at bloody Sally or Karen who's trying to say the N-word. And I'm not. Like, I personally, for me, we could do a whole hour's episode on the N-word. But personally, for me, I just feel like if you're black, you have the right to say the word. That's whatever you want to do with it, that's fine. I personally don't like using it. And I know that obviously all these artists don't help by saying it in a song. But I think even if they're saying it in a song, they're black, they're allowed to say it in a song. That doesn't give you the right to be opening your mouth and saying it. Just bleep. Wait for that bit to go and then carry on singing. You can still enjoy the song without saying the N-word. But yeah, I'm not going to go into any other rant. But I think we black people, we need to hold ourselves more responsible and just keep to our word. If so-and-so is cancelled, let them be cancelled. Don't throw the word cancel around as well whenever you want, just because somebody didn't do one thing or the other. And let's all try and uplift each other and help each other and just try and be nice, please. Do you know what? It's so much easier to smile and nice. It takes a lot. What's the thing? It takes a lot more effort to smile than to frown. Like, you work a lot more muscle when you frown. I think that's right anyway. But yeah, thank you guys for listening to this episode and for tuning in, and I will catch you in the next episode. Bye.